As cost of living continues to climb across the nation, more and more people are looking at cities in the Midwest. In this video, we're going to compare a bunch of different Midwest cities, and from affordable housing to a tremendous lifestyle, I'm going to show you why Cincinnati is one of the best options out there. Cincinnati is incredibly affordable, especially when you're comparing it to cities like New York, Boston, Orlando, Austin, Denver, Washington, D.C., or basically anywhere in California. Cincinnati offers a much more budget-friendly option without compromising on the quality of life. But let's take a look at how it compares to other Midwest cities. Now, cities like Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Wichita, Kansas have some of the lowest cost of living in the region, but the question is, do you want to live in Fort Wayne, Indiana, or Wichita, Kansas? Maybe not. Cincinnati is very competitive among Midwest cities, offering great affordability while not compromising on some of the great amenities that you might find in some of the nation's largest cities.
In fact, Cincinnati's median home price is around $275,000, which is far lower than the national median home price of $419,000. And it's significantly more affordable than cities like Orlando, Nashville, Austin, or Washington, D.C. Now, when you're shopping different cities, you want to compare the low cost of living as well as the salaries that that area is going to give you so you can come up with the cost of living index. And specifically looking at the Midwest, I wanted to look at the most expensive cities for the cost of living index and some of the least expensive cities. All right, looking at the most expensive cities, we've got Grand Rapids, Michigan, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Bloomington, Indiana, Madison, Wisconsin, Detroit, Michigan, and the highest and most expensive cost of living index is Chicago, Illinois at 113.7. Okay, and if you're specifically looking for the cheapest cities in the Midwest, here they are. Waterloo/Cedar Falls, Iowa, Kalamazoo, Michigan, Benton Harbor, Michigan at 83.7, Kokomo, Indiana, Richmond, Indiana, and Decatur, Illinois.
So when you're choosing a city that you want to move to, you've got to really consider multiple categories. There's lifestyle, safety, education, jobs, and transportation. All of these things really matter beyond just the cost when you're choosing what city you want to live in. And I promise you that Cincinnati has it going on when it comes to lifestyle. So whether you're spending the day at the zoo or Kings Island, or you're enjoying the museums we have here, or the great park systems, maybe you're going to a Reds game or a Bengals game, or you're just walking around downtown having one of our many great local craft beers, the city's amazing. So people who are visiting here are always shocked by how amazing the city is, because we just kind of fly under the radar a little bit. A few years ago, I was actually over at Great American Ballpark right there with a friend, and he was actually choosing different Midwest cities in which they were going to plant a church. We were on the second deck in right field, looking out over the Roebling Bridge in the city, and he's like, dude, this city's amazing. I was like, yeah, I know, nobody really knows about it. We kind of like it that way, even though I'm telling you guys. But I constantly get that from people who are here for the first time. They're like, the city has so much to offer. All right, now if you're a sports fan, you are absolutely going to love this city. We've got college sports, including University of Cincinnati, Xavier University here local. We've got Ohio State right up the road, and University of Kentucky and University of Louisville as you're going south. In terms of professional sports, we've got a Major League Soccer team here of FC Cincinnati. Going to these games is an absolute blast, and their roster is stacked this year. In Major League Baseball, we've got the Cincinnati Reds. They were the first professional Major League Baseball team ever created. It's a huge deal in town. And then if you love the NFL, like so many people do, we've got the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm telling you, being a fan right now in the Bengals Joe Burrow era is probably some of the most fun I've ever had as a sports fan. We're going?
Yeah.
Yeah, so welcome to Cincinnati weather. We had sunshine like 10 minutes ago, and now it's hailing. Yeah, so just get used to it. February and March are crazy. All right, let's talk about outdoor and zero cost activities. Last year, Cincinnati ranked 8th out of the top 100 largest cities for its parks index. 84% of Cincinnatians live within a half a mile of a green space. Hiking, biking, kayaking, they're all within reach from any part of the city. There is so much to do without spending any money here. Now look, every major Midwest city is going to have different areas of neighborhoods that have higher crime. But here, specifically in Cincinnati, over the last 10 years, we've seen a pretty major reduction in crime. A lot of that has been because of community engagement and involvement. If you want to know more about the crime rates here and the safety, we've done a whole video on this. Click on the link below. All right, let's talk about transportation. I'll be honest, the easiest way to get around town in Cincinnati is to own your own car. Most people do own their own cars. Gas prices are cheaper here. Locals will say that traffic is bad here, but I promise you, if you're coming from a major metropolitan area, you're gonna be amazed and floored that you can get around town really easily and really quickly. Cincinnati is not really like Chicago, although we do have an abandoned subway system downtown. We do have a streetcar. It's pretty great. We got it a few years ago. There's a big argument about it. The downside to the streetcar is that it only kind of goes in a loop downtown. If it were to go further, like up to the universities, it would be awesome, but it doesn't. The good news is it's free. If you want to come downtown and ride it, it's pretty awesome. Really the most positive public transit system we have is the Cincinnati Metro bus system. We'll talk about that now.
So really the best public transit system in the Cincinnati area is going to be the bus system. Now there's a metro system on the Cincinnati side, and on the Kentucky side it's called Tank. Both systems can get you downtown and to the major areas around the city. And one thing I'm pretty optimistic about is that with Metro, they are rolling out this bus rapid transit system, or the BRT. It's supposedly supposed to be a high quality bus-based travel option that combines the fast and efficient characteristics of rail transit with the flexibility of traditional bus service. And another thing that's really interesting about the BRT and the bus system here in Cincinnati is last year, the mayor and the city council passed a new zoning policy, and its aim is to help Cincinnati grow into a more accessible, people-focused, diverse, healthy, and connected community for all. It's called Connected Communities. And the goal isn't just to build more housing, but to house more people. Really what that means is they're trying to get more density in the city, and there's gonna be a lot more housing development along these bus routes.
All right, let's talk about other aspects of living in Cincinnati. Cincinnati boasts a solid education system, and there's access to top-tier health institutions like UC Health and Cincinnati Children's Hospital, which are both recognized nationally. In fact, Cincinnati Children's is often ranked #1 children's hospital in the nation. People will travel from all around the country and even the world to come and get that top health care. All right, there's probably no place better to talk about jobs in Cincinnati than in front of P&G here. Cincinnati is anchored by Fortune 500 companies like P&G and Kroger and Fifth Third, but it's also a very diverse economy, which is great if you're living here. And the low cost of living here makes it very easy to start a business in the area. In other recent news, Cincinnati native Vivek Ramaswamy said that he's running for governor for the state of Ohio. JD Vance is from Cincinnati, Ohio. I am very interested to see what that means and what happens economically here in the years to come. I know Vivek specifically wants to bring a lot of those tech startup jobs to Ohio and the Cincinnati area. So what does that mean for you? If you're looking to move here, well, you might want to get in early because there could be a lot of people moving here in the coming years. So if you're considering a move to the Midwest, look, there's a lot of different cities that are affordable, but what makes Cincinnati amazing is that it balances both affordability and a great lifestyle, making it a top choice for people who are looking to move to the Midwest. And no matter your lifestyle, our team can help you find the perfect neighborhood in the greater Cincinnati area to move to. Guys, thank you so much for watching this one. I hope it was helpful. If it was, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.